नमस्कार, मनी मंत्र में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूं पंकज पचौरी। मनी मंत्र में हम आज बात करेंगे बजट के बारे में, और वो भी बजट में जो शिक्षा के बारे में प्रणब मुखर्जी वित्त मंत्री ने पैसे दिए हैं उसके बारे में देश भी ने। और आज हमारे साथ में कुछ खास मेहमान हैं जो कि विदेश से आए हैं, इसलिए मनी मंत्र में आज मनी ज्यादा होगा, मंत्र कम होगा, और हम अंग्रेजी में बात करेंगे। देयर हैज बीन अ जैकपॉट इन द बजट which was announced yesterday by Pranab Mukherjee, and the education budget has gone up by about almost 24%. If we look at the numbers, it's a huge increase, about 42,000 crore, which is roughly $11 billion. Higher education budget is now $2.9 billion, and within the higher education budget, there's a budget for National Mission on Education through ICT, which is about $2 billion. The technical education budget has gone up to $1.25 billion, and $180 million out of that is only going to the Polytechnic. So, and to talk about it, we have three wise men here in the studio, and I'll begin with our guest, Dr. Jared L. Cohen, who's the president of Carnegie Mellon University, Pittsburgh, U.S., Najib Jung, the vice chancellor of Jamia Millia Islamia, Delhi, and Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, who runs the Amity International Education Foundation, who is the founder of this very successful and very big educational institution in India. Thanks a lot, all of you, for coming here. So there's a big increase in the budget. How do we spend it, and where do we spend it? That's very important. If we look at India today, we need about 14,000 colleges in this country, more than 400 universities, and 500 million people have to be educated in the next 10 years, which is a huge, huge task. Najib Jung sir, I'll start with you. How do we use this money wisely?
Look, there are a couple of things which we need dramatically in the next year, next few years. One is a revisit to the infrastructure in universities. There are a large number of central universities that have been allowed to become central universities, the new ones. They need to be built and rebuilt very, very quickly. So that needs a lot of money. A university like mine, which is 100 years old, I now cater to roughly 16,000 students, 17,000 students. My infrastructure was actually built for about 9,000 students. So I need to revisit that entirely. We need new laboratories. We need new buildings. And more than infrastructure, there's a huge shortage of teachers now. So we have to give them the monies to come. If I want a good professor from Professor Cohen's university to visit me even for a semester, I need to pay him American salaries. If I need to send my students abroad, even on scholarship, I need money for scholarships. If his children come and visit me, I need monies for their infrastructure to be comfortable. So I would say teacher training. I would say ICT, which is communication linkages between universities. I would say recruitment to teachers as soon as possible by giving them attractive packages. We must attract the best. Why would the best people be going to the private sector? Why not to?
And why they should be going abroad?
And why should they be? Yeah, exactly.
More than 100,000 students are studying in US today, and they spend more than $2 billion a year on their education. Roughly about the kind of budget we have for a year for 100 million students in India. Why don't we get that expertise to India? And that's where you come in.
We're happy to have those students, by the way. Keep them coming. It's really quite remarkable how many students we do get from India and how phenomenal these students are. You mentioned about 100,000 coming each year from India to the U.S. Almost 1% of them come to my university. And my university is a pretty small university. I have fewer students than you. We only have about 10,000, 11,000. 900 of them come from India. It's quite remarkable. And frankly, we get so many applications from such outstanding students